Alright, so I brought home 2 new bucks yesterday, and while they are not aggressive, they are very much reserved of me. They're about almost 5 months old. They're very much used to another guy taking care of them, not even a girl. So I don't look anything like, where the guy that they came from. So they're not sure of me. They're a little bit, just not, super calm and like, oh, come pet me. So I wanted to use them as an example of, what are we looking at? How can you work with them, get them to be a little bit more, work with them enough to get them more friendly, is basically it. Because while obviously it's not aggression, it's about as close as you're going to get. And so that way you can use this to help you to work with one of those. One thing with them is that they are both molting as well, so that puts rabbits in a bad mood already. But you can kind of see, before I even got the kid, yeah, he's already trying to avoid me. See, he's trying to get away. So he's nervous of me, and you can kind of see in his face, I wish I could show you, his eyes don't exhibit like aggression. He's just like very leery of me and kind of like nervous, not sure what's going on. His brows would be a little bit more forward and kind of like he would even be grunting at me. But right now, what I'm just gonna do is like once a day, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna try and balance this. I would just come in, I'm gonna pet him easy. See how he's like flinching a little bit? He's like annoyed, doesn't like it. We're gonna pet him a couple times and then just let him go. Not gonna force it. And the other reason you want to kind of have them in a smaller area while you get to work with them and just get them to get used to you, you don't want them to have a lot of space to where they can just run and freak out and get away from you. Rabbits feel secure in a smaller area to where they're not essentially open targets, basically, is, what they're looking at. So he was the one that was a little bit more reserved when I picked him up. Hi! Are you thinking maybe I'm not so scary? You're gonna have to take a few weeks to think about it, huh? Yeah. I have this boy, and he was already calming down a little bit yesterday. I've had them for less than 12 hours. So he's not even paying a whole lot of attention. You can kind of see he's like hot and zoning out. Hey, buddy. Can I pet you? Yeah, see, look at his body. See how he's like pushing up against that? He's not too sure. He's like, are you gonna be nice? He liked it before, but he's like, I don't know. He's kind of like not sure if I'm gonna be mean or not. Hi, buddy. I'm gonna see, since he's a little bit more receptive, I'm gonna get him up. Oh, we're avoiding me now. Hey, buddy, come here. Hi, yeah, good boy. See, he's thinking about it, but he's like, I don't know. I don't know if I like you yet. Alright, that's pretty good. That's just day one in less than 24 hours, so we're gonna let it alone. So one of the things to remember with those is like, obviously they're not aggressive in the sense of like grumbling or snarling or anything like that. When you have a rabbit like that, obviously the scenario is a little different. But like with the first one that I showed, he was like immediately trying to get away from me. If they are still doing that, you would need to, I don't recommend gloves just because of the fact that's even more scary to them and they're like, what the heck is coming after me? But if they're actually grumbling and stuff like that, you need to be a very confident person. So rabbits, one, will push your buttons if they think they can push you around. They will do that. Or if they're just afraid. So you have to learn to tell the difference. If they are, like the one is putting its head away from you and grumbling at the same time, he's more afraid. But if you put his backside in the corner and is staring you straight on and grumbling, you got some aggression to work with. And so that's where that can be a little bit of a problem. And so that is where you have to make the decision. If it was like a French lap, that should not be a thing. So you would have to make the choice of whether or not to call that animal, whether it's sell it to someone else, or that's the realities of the farm life is possibly, just eating it, putting it in the freezer if that's what you decide. It's not worth, not worth the effort. Or, and also too, if it's genetic things, sometimes with rabbits, they can also breed the attitude into it, which is another reason why if something is naturally more aggressive, I won't use it. Like, they're gone. You can't have a big animal like this being more aggressive. Just you gotta decide what your boundary lines are. The last thing that you need to also think about is just like what went on to cause that issue. Is it like a change in living scenario? Is it that like I just bought them, so they're a different part of the state, things like that, a new caregiver, stuff, anything like that. But also, it's hot. The rabbits, I do give them a little more leeway in the summer. I won't tolerate aggression, but if they want to just get away from me and are like, leave me be, I'm hot, trying to stay cool, that's fine. So, especially when I know that their attitude generally is pretty good. So kind of just like understand the current situation as well and be willing to go like, there's probably a reason why they're being grumpy, and they're not gonna have perfect times and good moods all the time. But just see if you can figure out why, like what the deal is, and is it more it needs worked with, or is it just it's flat out aggressive? Hi, buddy. There's the difference between 3 days. Now this guy, he's still got a lot of work to go, but hi. You just let me pet you. Can I pet you again? Oh, there we go. Hi, buddy. You forgiving me for bringing you home to a new place now? You've got a long way to go, don't you? You're not the least bit interested in being friends. No. I'll get you there.